Hey everybody, welcome to Checkpoint Technology Software Quality and Beer. We are glad you're joining us. We really appreciate it. And I am here with Matt Bob, software test engineer extraordinaire.
Cheers.
Cheers. Did I say COBOL?
No, say Kubal. You got it right.
Okay. I just, holy mackerel, how many years have you been working for us now?
11?
11.
I think.
And just the similarity between COBOL and COBOL, you were destined to be an IT, Matt.
Because they're spelled so differently.
It's spelled very differently, yes, yes. But hey, we are here as usual at Thirsty Buffalo in Odessa, Florida. I'm drinking a West Coast IPA NA. I wanted to try NAs to get more used to them.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I like it. What are you drinking there, Matt?
Scamp?
Scamp.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds interesting.
If people want to know what that is, they can look it up.
Okay, they can look it up.
Yeah.
All right. But
I
again,
want this video to be flagged by YouTube.
Oh, okay. But again, thank you very much to Mike and Aaron, owners, proprietors of Thirsty Buffalo, for letting us record our podcast here. So one of the things, everybody, Matt and I, we go to a lot of conferences. I mean, anywhere from 4 to 7 a year. We speak to a lot of different individuals, to clients, prospects, and it's amazing when Matt and I get together and we talk about just different questions. We get asked a lot of the same questions over and over again, which is fine, which is great. But we thought, hey, let's talk about just some of the common questions we get asked about software testing and quality assurance. So one of the things, Matt, I'm going to get it out of the way right on the top.
Please.
AI.
Yeah.
So in the past, I don't know, year and a half, it seems like AI is just dominating our conversations. It seems like 80% of the conversations I have are about artificial intelligence, whether it's Gen AI or strong AI, whatever it might be. Are you finding the same thing?
That's at least half of the people that walk up at a booth at a conference want to know the AI capabilities of whatever tools you're selling.
Yeah.
That's what they want to know. That's it.
So AI capabilities of software tools. So that's a common question we get asked.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now, without being cynical, I mean, because I think for the most part, it's a common answer regardless of what tool you're talking about. I mean, is that kind of true? I mean, some of them have a little bit of a difference.
Sorry, what was your...
So as far as the AI capabilities of different solutions, do you find that for the most part they have very similar capabilities regardless of which software testing tool you're talking about?
From what I've seen, a lot of it's sort of generative, like either create data for you or maybe in some cases write your test cases.
Right.
We're not to the point of the automation automating itself. I know some tools are obviously going to say that you can absolutely do that, but I would disagree, and I haven't seen it yet. Like, some people show you happy path versions of that, right? The very easy test cases. They don't understand your system, and they can easily hammer out some login script against something very basic like that. Great, happy path. But if you don't understand my system and my test cases and what everything means, I'm going to have to do a lot of work to make that, a lot of groundwork to make that generate automated test cases. Right.
And with what I'm saying and the way I'm saying it, I'm not knocking any solutions in regard to their AI capabilities, because it's awesome. Yeah. It saves work.
Oh yeah.
It really does.
Oh, I use it all the time.
Yeah. And then, you can use it to help you generate code. I mean, just like case tools, generated code back in the day for development. I mean, you can use it for test cases as well. So the other AI-related question I get asked is, do I need to be concerned whether or not my job will be around?
Yeah. And hopefully those aren't the same people who are walking up and saying, hey, what AI capabilities does your tool have? Can this do the automation for me? Because those people asking that question should be worried about their job because they're going, hey, how can I make myself unnecessary in this position?
Right. I want AI to do everything for me,
Yeah.
but I still want to have a job.
Right. I want to press the button.
I want,
Careful what you wish for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we tend to give the same advice. It's like, and a lot of it depends on the person that I'm speaking with. I mean, if you've got a veteran like myself, I mean, I'm not going to be doing this until I'm 95 years old. So the day's going to come. But still, if there's somebody who's just getting into it, then our advice to them is learn as much as you can about AI, Gen AI, strong AI, everything. Stay on top of it. Know how to use it while still making yourself relevant for your organization.
Right.
And remember, AI itself has to be tested.
Yeah. I think the more important question for a lot of these people should be, how will my organization let me use AI?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a great point.
A lot of places, they're under some contract with a specific AI provider. Through security policies, you're not allowed to use this or that AI provider. And a lot of the tools want you to link up with some sort of outside provider. Like, give us your API key for Open API so we can do this thing that we say we can do.
Right.
So if your organization is against you doing that and doesn't want you linking to any outside provider that isn't theirs, well, that capability is pointless. So think of that when somebody's demoing you a tool. Like, is my company going to allow a tool to be installed that then takes all of my data, uploads it to AWS, and outputs an automated script for me?
Right.
Or you're going to install a tool and find out later on that you can't do any of that. You're not allowed to do that.
Right.
So that's the bigger question.
Sure.
What are you going to be allowed to do?
Yep. And so that's it on AI. Another question I hear a lot, I don't know if you do, is, and I've been getting this for many, many years, is what's the typical ratio of testers to developers? And it's interesting because, again, I've been getting that same question for years and years, but the answer has changed. The answer has evolved. Because if you're talking about a highly regulated industry, healthcare, for example, then there's a really good, the typical ratio might be one tester to 3 or every 4 developers. But to the other extreme might not be the right word, but on the other end of the spectrum, if you're highly automated, then you might be 1 tester to 10 developers. If your test automation is extremely mature, you've had it in place for a while, and then you've got those organizations that are somewhere in the middle. A lot of it just depends on what kind of industry that you're in.
There's a lot of blurring of roles now.
So
everybody wants the software developer in test, and it's like, well, are you a developer? Are you a tester? Are you a tester who can dig through the code and know what's wrong, but maybe it's not your responsibility to fix it?
Right.
I'll say, I think that the role as a tester has become more and more technical as time has gone on.
Very
like
true.
You used to
Very
be able
true.
to get away with, I just read the test and go do the thing in the application and log the results. And those roles are still out there, but it's more and more, it's, you need to know why something is happening in your application. You need to understand the back end. If you have access to the code, they might want you to look at that. You need to know how to use your automation tools. You need to, in a lot of cases, know how to set up environments and troubleshoot setting up tools and getting around security policies and stuff like that. So it's no longer as simple as log in, download my test case, my manual test case, and go through the steps.
Yeah, very true. Because if you're an organization, as Matt's saying, where you utilize SDETs, which is great, then how you count that is, are they primarily a developer, primarily a tester? The ratio, I don't want to say it's meaningless, but it's not the same. And it's interesting because back in the 80s, when I got into IT, I was a developer and I had to test. But they didn't give me the cool title of SDET. I was just a developer and, oh, by the way, why don't you do a few tests? So it's very different now. But yeah, good point. Another question I get asked, and I know Matt has a few, so we're going to switch over to him, but should we have 100% of our test cases automated?
Yeah. It's a silly question in my mind. I know you get it.
Yeah. It's if you count those test cases that are automatable, then yeah. And if you're
like if you only count those.
Yeah, if you only count those, and that's what most organizations will really do. Like in DevOps, they'll have in that pipeline those test cases that they can automate, and then they'll have off on the side. I don't want to say as a one-off, but off on the side, that team that will do some exploratory testing, usability testing. Hey, do the colors look nice?
Yeah.
Is it easy to navigate through the website? Things like that.
Yep.
So you'll notice. I think you'll notice a trend that a lot of these questions we get asked, we end up leading and throwing back. Well, we have other questions.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen somebody really put a number on how much you should automate. It always just depends.
Yeah, it's not as common as it used to be. Right.
It really depends.
Very
Like,
true.
what is your team capable of, right?
Well, it's
you
funny.
Have one person who's capable of automating one test case.
Yep.
That one test case saves them 10 hours a week. Wonderful.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. That leads into the other question I have, more or less, because the other question I get is how technical should my test team be?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that depends, and objectives and things like that. How do you define technical?
As technical as you can afford.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And even if you don't have a very technical team, you need and want to have some skill set on the team that is technical.
Yeah.
I was sharing with Matt recently about I did some training for a very large grocery store chain, and all of the training that I was providing were individuals who just a couple of weeks before had been cashiers. And that's fine, that's great. They weren't extremely technical in the way of testing, but they were technical in the way of POS, point of sale, and they knew the business.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends.
Yeah, you need to have people who are as technical as your tools require. So you can't go out and say, hey, I'm going to get this automation tool that nobody knows how to use, and nobody on my team has ever done automation before. Like, you need to have people that are technical enough to accomplish your goals, for sure.
Right.
So if you're going to have focus on automation, you've got to have people who are at least capable of that, that have some aptitude to do that.
Yeah.
So not everybody has that sort of aptitude. So
very true. Very true. Last question I have is, what automation tools should I use? And not trying to be sarcastic, but that's like somebody saying, well, what car should I buy? It's like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to go four-wheeling? Do you want a luxury ride? A sports vehicle that can get up to 180 in 3.6 seconds? What is it that you're looking for?
Yeah. Or which are you willing to commit to?
Right.
That's a lot of the problem too. Is buying a tool and then kind of not having a champion there to get into the tool and use it and push it to everybody and proselytize for its use, that sort of thing.
That's right.
So it's a lot of times less about the tool and more about whether or not you're committed to actually putting it in place and using it.
Very, very true. So yeah, those are the questions we found. I know we're running out of time here.
I think we covered most of what I got. So
yeah. All right.
Call it.
Well, hey, if you have any questions or anything you want to share and you feel like, hey, Bob, Matt, here's what I'm hearing, send it in to us. But thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had a good time. Hope you picked up a few things. Cheers, everyone. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye now. Thanks, Matt.